Is India getting ready to lead in global adoption for cryptocurrency? We are going to get into it. Boom! Start the show. I don't have any cool effects, so that's all I got. If you have trouble staying up with crypto, right? If you don't have 10, 12 hours a day to put into crypto, to stay on top of news, to know what you're doing, if you need help, I do multiple chats a week with my community. They usually go over an hour and a half usually, and I cover all kinds of news. And we talk mainly about utility cryptos, right? What's going on with those? When is migration happening? What's happening with real-time payments? What's going on with ISO? We talk about everything, and they are up to date on all of it. If you need help, look down below. Join our community for free. Start talking with us, right? If you want to start joining the Sensei chats, I do 2 free ones a month, and we have other stuff for free too. Join for free, and link below. Let's get into what you want to hear. First, we're going to talk about this. Indian retail chain rolls out support for CBDC payments. If you don't know, India recently released their CBDC, the e-rupee, and it's been going really well. This is India's biggest retail chains that are called Reliance Retail announced that they have started accepting the digital rupee at one of its store lines and plans to extend to roll out to all of its businesses. And if they're doing this, what do you think their competitor is going to do? And what do you think their competitor is going to do, right? They all have to adopt this technology as quickly as possible if they want to stay relevant. That is the same thing with banks. Anyways, let's get into this dream of a piece that came across. I wasn't going to do a video today. I just did an hour and 40-minute chat with my community, but this is important and you need to hear it. India reveals IMF is working with G20 countries for crypto regulations. Spicy. I love it. AJ Seth, Secretary Department of Economic Affairs, said that crypto assets are not illegal in the country as well. Let's just take a look, guys. Guys and gals, whatever. All right, for the first time since taking over the G20 presidency, India has officially revealed details of ongoing work around how to regulate crypto. IMF is working on a paper in consultation with India that will focus on aspects of monetary policy and the policy approach to crypto assets, said AJ Seth, Secretary of the Department of Economic Affairs. I appreciate you having a name I can pronounce. When they get 10, 12 letters and they're all mumbled, it's very difficult. Sorry. I'll get back on topic. Seth has also revealed the IMF had led a meeting with representatives of developing economies about the paper in January. The details confirm CoinDesk's earlier reporting around the IMF's role in the G20 crypto-related discussions. So guys, what happens usually with most regulation is countries like the G20 come together and they figure out policy. They set policy and then other countries follow suit. The reason being is if they want to trade with said countries, G20 countries, they have to have similar policies and with trade and with digital currency, right? So that's what this is going, right? Most countries are sitting on the sidelines waiting for the G7 or the G20 to roll out crypto regulation, and then they will adopt what they put out, right? There's going to be a 135-minute seminar on crypto assets on the policy response during a G20 meeting later this month. And for that, again, the IMF is preparing the finalized paper that will form the base, he added. Finalized paper. India assumed the presidency of the G20 group in December of last year. Let me restart. India assumed the presidency of the G20, the intergovernmental forum of the world's 20 largest economies, including the European Union as a bloc, on December 1st, giving its responsibility of shaping the group's agenda. On the eve of taking over the presidency, India's finance minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, had said regulating crypto assets will be a priority. India knows. Sitharaman reiterated this on Friday, saying, "We are also looking at global SOP, which is standard operating procedures, to be available to be agreed upon for regulating crypto assets." For the meeting later this month that the G20 finance ministers and central bank governors come together. Okay, so later on this month, the G20 finance ministers and the central bank governors are all coming together to go over this crypto regulation for G20 countries. back to it. Whilst recognizing the central bank as an authority for issuing cryptocurrency, the rest of the assets which are being created outside, which are using very useful financial technologies, even those will have to be discussed because regulation cannot be done by any one country singularly. It has to be a collective action because technology doesn't group any borders, he said. All of this needs to come together at the same time. This is all happening at the same time. G20 countries will adopt what they're working on together, right? They had this in cold storage. India was ready with this a long time ago, but they put it in their ledger in cold storage. I might have lied about the ledger part, but they had it in cold storage. I'll show you. India's position on whether crypto is legal or not has been completely clear since it imposed stiff taxes in 2022, but didn't declare crypto as being illegal. I don't wait till regulation comes into place for taxing people who are earning profits, the Indian finance minister said. When asked about asked how a nation can tax something that doesn't acknowledge it's legal. The legal 2 hours of reading stuff, my mind is sorry. The question of legality will come only if something is declared illegal. Crypto assets are not illegal in this country, Seth explained, becoming the second official to give clarity. So that's good. India has clarity. Now here we go. India's draft bill for crypto regulation has been in cold storage because the government wanted global consensus. So understand this. They had all of this ready to go, right? They've already talked about this as a G20. All the nations come together. They talk about policy and different things. Crypto has been a hot topic recently because of all the garbage that happened in 2022. So now they are ready. They brought it out of cold storage. They got their ledger. Let's get the document out, get it ready, blow off the dust, and we're good to go. We have prepared a bill which went through the internal discussions. Thereafter, there was a consensus that we have to deal with it at a global level, he said. In terms of the next steps for India in shaping global policy, the plan is to take the progress of the IMF paper from consensus at the G20 to the Crypto Assets Working Group and the Financial Stability Board, and then all countries put together, because crypto is an asset class that can be traded across the border, and thus it requires all countries to come accept the policy together, he said. Guys, we are getting so close. It's a beautiful thing. I've been in this space for 5 years. I've been grinding information every day for 5 years, and we're starting to finally see some type of normalization and regulatory clarity coming to fruition in the G20. Once the G20 adopts whatever policy, that will rain down to all other countries. Now, I don't think this is going to take place in 2023. I think they're getting everything ready. I think this will go into something like 2024 with the MiCA bill in the EU. It might have some similarities with MiCA, but we'll have to see. But guys, this is the best piece of news that I've heard recently, right? I know what I've bought. I know what I'm holding. I know what's going to be used on a global scale to move value. And this is what I want to see. Please like and subscribe. We give away 100 XRP a week, but you have to like, subscribe, comment down